You need to know your why. Why are you in real estate? My why was not strong enough in 2020. It was not strong enough because maybe I just wanted to make money. And when the money was not coming as it used to,
Mm-hmm.
I decided to travel out. Or when I came back, my why was stronger. My why this time around is I want to prove that it was right for me to leave the UK and come to Nigeria. So most of the people that see me now, they tell me, guy, you made the right decision. I want it to be that in under 5 years' time, when my story is being published, everybody sees that okay, this guy actually really made the right decision. Like it is clear as day. If a doctor makes a mistake with a patient, it's only that patient's life that is in danger. If a real estate practitioner makes a mistake, there's a lot of people whose lives are actually in danger. A lot of people are only driven by money. They're only driven by, oh, I just want to make money. You hardly find anybody that is really driven by knowledge. And that's actually where the real money is. Because when you hustle for excellence, success will follow you. You don't have to always be all about, oh, I want to make the next money. The next goal should be, what do I need to do to get myself relevant so that I'm going to make money? Like for example, when I read Otedola's book, this book, it was saying something about the fact that most big empires do not actually start from thinking big. They start from trying to solve a particular small problem. They try to start with something really small. Then as time goes on, the whole thing explodes, right? So I think that's how it is as well. Like you just need to think of something, a particular problem you're trying to solve, no matter how little it is. Just try to solve something. The moment you try to solve that, then before you know it, the vision starts expanding. It starts expanding. You start hiring more people. You start getting more people, network with more people to solve even bigger problems. For a deal to close, your client needs to be more motivated to buy than you are motivated to sell. There should be more push from the client to buy than you to sell. It could be from the fact that you've done your homework, you've done your marketing appropriately or something, but ensure that there is motivation from the client.
What's up, everybody? It's Behind the Listings o'clock again. This is Behind the Listings where you learn everything real estate. So today is going to be fun packed, it's going to be fun filled. You're going to be learning a lot. So I want you to stay tuned. So our guest for today, is a sweet man, good looking, fine bobo. Don't worry, let me not talk too much. Okay, you're welcome, sir. How you doing?
Thank you very much.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
I
I'm
love your shirt.
Thank
No,
you.
it's not shirt, it's two-piece now.
good.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
can you please introduce yourself to us?
Yeah, my name is Adiola Sanusi. I am the managing director of Excellence Realty, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Is that all? No, no. Tell us very well. Where are you
What more do
from?
you want to know?
Everything. Where are you
Uh,
from? You know?
okay. Where I'm from? What else?
Yes. From there, we'll get it. He's trying to be humble.
Where I'm from? I'm from a lot of places actually.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm partly Ghanaian, partly
Oh, really?
Nigerian, from Osun State, from different places.
Ghana, really?
Yeah.
How? Your mom, your dad?
No, my grandpa. My
Oh,
grandpa
your
is Ghanaian.
grandpa.
Yeah,
Grandpa from the
so
mom side or from
from
that
my
side?
dad's side.
From your that
So my
side.
dad was born in Ghana. Then
Oh,
he moved with his mom to Nigeria, and they were based in Osun. So I
okay.
usually tell people I'm from Osun State, but
Oh, okay, okay.
actually, yeah,
But
partly
you're still
Ghanaian.
from Washington now. But have you ever stayed in Ghana?
No, I've never even set foot, but I plan to next year.
About holidays, all those holidays,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you've been there.
No, I've not. I've
You've
not.
not? Why?
Yeah, I've not, cause I'm planning to get my passport. So when I get it, I'll just go.
Oh, okay. So it's like a future plan for you. Okay, so now I want to ask. You are a big person in this real estate industry, right?
Am I?
Ah, yes, you are. Oh.
Oh, really?
Don't be humble. So you are a big person in this real estate industry. So can you tell me how long have you been in this space?
Actually, I go into real estate in 2020.
2020. That's
Yeah,
5 years.
so that's 5 years
Mm-hmm.
now, and yeah, it's been fantastic. Started in the middle of the lockdown,
The lockdown, right?
and I was introduced into real estate by none else than Ezekiel Shojupe.
Oh, shout out to the MD of Rehoboth
Yeah, yeah.
Hills. So, okay, so from then, since that time now, 2020, now 2025, how has it been going so far?
Well, it's been fantastic. I won't
Mm-hmm.
lie. Lot of challenges, ups and
Mm.
downs. But someone asked me recently, how has everything been for you? I think the way it is just like the stock market or forex market where there's like ups and downs. But when you look at it on a longer perspective, you see that there's been an upward trajectory, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like you're going up, but you're not
Yeah.
just going up, you're going up and down, but like, yeah,
So
there's,
you
yeah.
mentioned challenges.
Mhm.
What can you like share more about those challenges?
Ah, there are a lot of challenges in Nigeria real estate, you know.
It's the way you took a deep breath for me.
So there are systemic challenges, there
Mm-hmm.
are internal challenges, there are quite a lot, even relating to working with people, you
Mm.
know, people, because doing real estate, you can't do it alone, right? You have to work with a lot of people, and if you're not working with the right set of people, that's also a challenge.
Mm.
And another thing is, in Nigeria, the real estate market is actually quite competitive
Yes,
now.
it is.
So
Mm-hmm.
you always have to think ahead. You need to think out of the box. You
Mm-hmm.
also need to, and also client acquisition, closing deals. There have just been ups and
Okay, so
downs in
let's talk
different
about
areas.
closing deals now.
Yeah.
So I want to bring in trust into closing those deals.
Mm.
Have you had any issue where a client or a prospect maybe does not trust you with their property or something?
Yeah, yeah. So concerning a client buying, see, you need to understand if you're going to close deals, you need
Mm-hmm.
to understand first off that the decision to buy a property is a very personal decision.
Mm.
So if somebody makes that decision and say, okay, I want to buy a property right now, they most likely do not want to give, they don't want the custodian of that particular decision to be in the hands of the wrong person. It's just like
Yes.
you're
Mm.
about to, maybe a man has a wife and the wife is about to deliver. Obviously you want to take her to the best of the best hospital, right? So that decision is actually it's a very, how do I put it now? It's a very sensitive decision. You don't want to rush it, right? So which is why when I started real estate in 2020, I think one of the major limitations was that, I was new in the game. I didn't really have like track record and whatnot. So I had to do like times two or times three work that a normal realtor would do so as just to gain the trust of the clients, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it's normal. It's normal. So which is why I always advise that if you're new in real estate, the first thing you want to do is you want to go and learn a lot. Like you want to, it's not just first about money. Money will come. Do you
I just
understand?
hope
Money
they
will
hear.
come. Money will definitely come. Like in 2020, my first year I did over 600 million in sales. But that was not the goal. The goal was just to like learn more as much as
Mm-hmm.
I can. Because 600 million back then was like
The 600 million naira in
in
sales
sales.
price, so
Yeah.
was it from just landed properties?
No, different mix of different properties, land, houses.
Housing, okay.
What else? Yeah, majorly those. I didn't do
Wow.
rentals, so
Wow.
majorly selling land and houses. And if you remember, my first land was actually by Silver Pacific Homes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Shout out to
that's
Silver Pacific.
that's Southern Atlantic. Sold for 650,000 to a client of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so right now that land is valued at maybe like 7 million. That's
Mm-hmm.
the good thing about buying into landed investments in developing areas. So yeah, so the idea is you need to first acquire knowledge, right? The
Acquire
first goal is
knowledge.
for you to acquire knowledge. Then the next thing is for you to look for a platform to dispense knowledge. You
Mm.
understand? So the moment you're able to gather knowledge, you know exactly what you want to do. You already understand what the real estate market is really about.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next thing is you want to find a platform to dispense knowledge. You want to start sharing what you know with people because it is from sharing knowledge that
Yes.
clients now get to trust you. They believe you are now an authority in this field and they can actually entrust their money with you.
With you.
So that's basically how it works.
So
Yeah.
in 2020 we had the whole ups and downs about, oh, like the world is about to end. People were like, oh, like it was just a whole lot of back and forth
Mm-hmm.
from people trying to
Mm-hmm.
invest and everything. Some people actually said that year they recorded a lot of sales,
Yeah.
and for some people it's they're like this same 2020. So do you understand? How was it like for you?
Yeah. I think the major thing, what makes you successful in real estate sales is number one, you need to understand that the marketing part of real estate in Nigeria, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe any other part of the world, but majorly Nigeria though, is actually very dynamic. Like the way you're going to acquire clients this year is different from the same way you're going to be getting clients next year. So you need to understand that client acquisition process, client acquisition platforms change from time to time. So
Mm-hmm.
as at that time in 2020, the major platform that was really good to get clients, you understand, was the platform I was using. Do you
What platform
understand?
was
That's
that?
Nigerian Park Center.
Oh,
So
MPC.
back then, so that platform was good. I was getting a lot of clients because one thing about me is I think one thing I feel like God has blessed me with is the ability to close deals. If
Mm.
there's clients,
I need to learn
me I will
from you.
close. Do you understand? If there's clients, I will close. So I just needed to be exposed to a good number of clients to close deals. Do you understand? So I was getting that as at that time. You understand? So that was
So
like,
do you think if you don't have enough people, enough number of clients, you won't be able to close the deal?
yeah, because as far as sales is concerned, sales is dependent on prospecting
Numbers.
and the number of clients
Hmm.
you have. So
Okay.
if a very good closer is exposed to just five clients or five prospects, he might close one or two, right? If a very bad someone that is not even good with closing deals is exposed to 20,
Mm-hmm.
the person might close the same one or two that the good closer is closing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? Then
Okay.
at the end of the day, they now when you now put both of them on that pedestal, you now feel like okay, maybe both of them are actually on the same level. But that's not actually the truth. The truth is this one has more numbers that is working with, while the other is just working with a very small number. So
Okay.
as at 2021, the dynamics of thing changed
That's a year later.
a year later. So NPC was not as effective as before. There
Mm-hmm.
were a lot of agents. It was swarmed with
A
agents.
lot.
So it was not as effective, and that was when I realized that it looks like this real estate is not working for
So
me.
for that NPC now, there was a time people were actually like complaining, oh,
Hmm.
there's too many scam people here.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you have any issue around that
Yeah,
that time?
yeah. I had an experience like that where someone reached out to me. I was like, okay, and they want to buy a property. I can't remember the exact location, but it's in Lekki. They wanted to buy a house, and after all the back and forth, giving them the details, then the next thing was like, oh, they want to do due diligence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they use a particular agency to do due diligence. The next thing they were going to say is, oh, I need to pay the agency to run the due diligence for them, and I think it was around 25K then, maybe 2021 or so.
But it was a
But
big
me, I
money
learned,
then.
but me, I already learned from time that anything, if I want to close a deal, anything that requires me to drop money is scam. Do you understand? So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pay. But I know a friend of mine that actually paid. I wish he told
Sorry.
me. I wish he told me. If he had told me, yeah, I could have, told him not to, but he did and he got scammed. But yeah,
Oh.
so some people, like, there are different ways they do those things, and you just need to be very careful. You shouldn't, out of desperation of trying to close deals, get
Mm, you
get
should
to
not be
start. Nah,
desperate.
you shouldn't be
But what
desperate.
if you know how we can be now when you want to close this deal? If I'm like, imagine if it's someone you've been speaking with for maybe like a year,
Ah, that's real estate for you now.
so you don't have to show
You
desperation.
don't show any form of desperation. It won't
Mm.
work. You'll lose. You have lost time. Now you want to lose money.
Okay, but the way you're saying is like you have experience about it.
But me, I
Has
didn't
there,
lose. I didn't lose my money. That's the cocoa.
has but has there been any time that you showed desperation before to a
Mm,
client,
no, no.
even
Okay,
at the
yeah,
early
yeah. At the
stage?
beginning
Uh
stage,
huh.
there was a particular deal I was going to close where the client liked the property,
Okay.
but later discovered something. I can't remember that particular thing they discovered. It was in 2020. They discovered something that
About that
wasn't
property.
about that property, which was a deal breaker for them.
Hmm.
And the next thing was for me to option was for me to look for another property for them. So then I went in search of another property. I found something else. That particular property I now found is not a serviced property. Like they wanted a serviced
Hmm.
property,
Okay.
and I was just trying to get them. At the end of the day, they just told me, "Oh no, you didn't do the right thing. You should have just told us this property is not serviced." And what I learned something very valuable from that particular experience, that you need to understand one thing or two things. Number
Okay.
one is, for a deal to close,
Hmm.
you need to be more motivated to sorry, your client needs to be more motivated to buy than you are motivated to sell.
Hmm.
I don't
Hmm.
know if you understand.
Yes.
Like there should be more push from the client to buy than you
You
to
to
sell.
sell.
Do you understand? It could be from the fact that you've done your own work, you've done your marketing appropriately or
Mm-hmm.
something, but ensure that there's motivation
From
from the
them.
client.
Hmm.
So don't try to push. Then secondly, let your word be truth at always. Like there should never be a time where you're saying A and it's actually B.
Be,
You understand? From that particular experience, I learned that I lost that particular client, and till date I
oh,
don't think I'm in contact with that client anymore because of the fact
wow.
that I did not handle that situation very well.
Very well.
So from there on, I usually encourage clients, even if they send me a property and it's an agent, another agent that sends it and they want to close and the property meets all their requirements, I'll tell them, if this is the property you want, just go and close it. Do you understand? So, because I still want to have you as my friend.
It still be in my pool.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, and I've had cases like that where I advised them, they went ahead to buy something else, but later on they still came to buy property from me because we still had good relationship. So
Mhm.
it's very important that you understand that like maintaining relationship is actually more pivotal than closing a deal. Do you
Yeah.
understand? Because yeah.
Okay. So what you just said now takes me to I think this daily series that you're doing on your Instagram. There's one of the videos that I think the third one, I think so. You mentioned that we should treat real estate as a profession,
Mm-hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
just a hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? So I want you to talk to me more about that. It's me you're talking to now.
Okay, so the thing is, I feel like the real estate market is not as regulated as it should, in the sense that when you're looking at doctors, for example,
Okay.
doctors before you can practice, you have to go through certain training. That's even
Yes.
far fetched. Let's look at accountants. They have to go through Institute of Chartered Accountants
Yes. Yes. You have to.
before they can practice accounting in Nigeria. But such is it's not like that for the real estate market. Like anybody can just wake up one morning and say they
I want to be.
just same
I
way I
want to
woke up
be
one
a
morning.
money
Yeah,
be.
exactly. I just woke up one morning and said I wanted to go into real estate, but at the end of the day, I allow my conscience guide me in the whole process. You understand? And one of the things we are now doing is to ensure that we create some sort of certification program for our realtors, so
Hmm.
that they are able to go through a process of learning. So I think one of the major issues we have, aside from ethics that is not there for some agents or for some realtors. One of the major issues we have is lack of proper training.
Hmm.
So a lot of realtors don't. Some of them don't even know the full meaning of CFO. You'll be surprised.
And they are
So
collecting money.
honestly, so some of them like the whole thing. They are only driven. A lot of people are only driven by money. They're only driven by, oh, I just want to make money. But hardly find anybody that is really driven by knowledge, and that's actually where the
Hmm.
real money is. Because when you also for excellence, success will follow you. You don't have to always be all about, oh, I want to make the next money. The next goal should be, what do I need to do to get myself
Hmm.
relevant so that I'm going to make money? That should be the
So
goal.
what do I need to do to get myself relevant?
So money
Hmm.
can be like a byproduct of that, not you trying to, make money.
So money should never be your first thing.
Money
But
shouldn't be the first thing.
the main reason why I'm joining,
Yeah,
fine, it
that's
might
like
not
the
like
end
be the,
goal.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's like the end goal.
Money is important now. Do you
Yeah.
understand? And the reason is because I want to make money, and that is why I'm pushing
Yeah,
this thing
I
as
completely
well.
understand. That's the end goal. But if you're trying to build a legacy, you're trying to build, and obviously, like for example, when I read Otedola's book,
Hmm.
this book, it was saying something about the fact that most big empires do not actually start from thinking big. They start from trying to solve a particular small problem. They try to start with something really small. Then as time goes on, the whole thing explodes, right? So I think
Mm-hmm.
that's how it is as well. Like you just need to think of something, a particular problem you're trying to solve, no matter how little it is. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? Just try to solve something. The moment you try to solve that, then before you know it, the vision starts expanding. It starts expanding. You start hiring more people. You start getting more people, network with more people to solve even bigger problems. That's how we started with Mark, the CEO of Meta. He started
Okay.
with the own whole concept of people being able to connect with
With
each
each
other
other.
after school.
Mm-hmm.
That was how Facebook started, and look at what it is right now.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think that's basically
Okay,
how it
so
works.
you've also spoken about shortlets. There's a particular video that you talked about that you said for shortlets,
You've
sort of
done a
like.
lot of research.
So
Yeah.
you talked about you said shortlet now is like where the money is.
hmm
So what do you think? Why do you think shortlet is where the money is
I
now?
don't think shortlet is where the money is. I know shortlet is where the money is.
Oh, he's giving me assurance.
I know that's where the money is
But why?
because,
Why so? What
yeah,
attributes does shortlet have?
yeah, because the way it is right now, especially when you compare the normal traditional rental
Mm-hmm.
to daily rental, because shortlet
Mm-hmm.
is basically daily rentals.
Yes.
So you see that there's been a lot of demand for shortlet properties, either on the island or on the mainland, right? But what really makes the difference, what really gives you that difference is actually the supply and demand dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
So if on the island, for example, if you say you need 500 units of shortlets, they are available. Do you understand?
Mm.
Yes. If you need, ask any shortlet person. If you
Okay.
need 500 units of shortlet apartments right now, you get it on the island.
What does that mean for the landed property now? Like people are not making money from it.
From landed properties,
Yes.
people are making money from landed
But
properties.
the way you're saying, you're like, ah, for that short letter, that's where people are making money
So
from.
the thing is, the thing about real estate is it is not cast in stone.
Mm-hmm.
You have to diversify. Land does not give you cash flow.
Mm.
Land is what they call capital appreciation. Do you understand? Potential capital appreciation. You buy a piece of land at 10 million, gives then in 10 years' time, it is now selling for 100 million. That's the idea. But that time frame, that 10 years period, if you don't get money,
You go hear
you will
'em.
see shege. So that's the
Okay.
thing. But if you're doing shortlet, there is cash flow. And at the end of the day, if you actually bought that shortlet apartment, at the end of the day, you can now resell at a higher
But do
price.
you think shortlet is something that can continuously still be very, very relevant or what?
Yeah, the reason why I said so is because why I think so or why I know so is because hotel business has been running for how many years now?
For hotels?
Yeah.
Mm.
Shortlet is just like hotels,
Hmm.
but it's just differently run. Do you understand? It's just run differently. Do you understand? So it's essentially the same thing. But it's just that the management is a little bit different. It is not centralized like hotels. Do you understand? But shortlet apartments, you have like different people owning different apartments, and they are putting it out for daily rentals. Do you understand? So
Mm-hmm.
and rent hotel, even though the shortlet market has been eating a lot into the hotel market, it doesn't still mean that the hoteliers are not making money. They are still making a lot of money
So you're trying to compare, you're comparing shortlet to hotel.
because they are basically the same
Are
thing.
they the same?
They are the same thing. If
Hotel
you
people are making more money now.
And that's what I'm saying, that if you book a hotel now,
Mm-hmm.
like the question you're asking me is relating to how what I feel the future is for short-term market. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So the same. That's why I will ask you the same question.
Hmm.
What do you think it is in terms of the future of hotel market?
Hotel market.
Yeah,
You tell me. I don't know. I'm
you don't know.
listening to you.
Hotel market is booming now.
But me, in
Mm.
my own, if you ask me, I'll tell you, hotel are making more money.
No, they might. I'm not comparing,
Mm-hmm.
but what I'm saying is in terms of the short-term market. Do I think it's still going to be in existence 50 years, 20
Yes.
years? Yes. Why? Because the hoteliers are doing something similar, and they've been doing it for hundreds of years, and they're still in existence. They're still making a lot of money.
So that one gives you the rest of mind that don't worry, shortlist.
Assurance. Yeah, because the model is actually very similar.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar. It's a very similar model.
Okay, so you are into housing, buildings, and all of that. There's a video. I'm going to make reference to a video that you made. You made reference. You said you cannot involve yourself with anything substandard. A house like substandard. If it is not up to your taste, you will not involve yourself. I want you to talk about that.
Yeah. So we're currently building Paris Court in Solary now,
Mm-hmm.
and the funny thing is, where we are there are like two other constructions going on, like two other developers building something else. And somebody came in one day and said, the way they are looking what we build, looking at
Okay.
what we build
Okay.
and what those other two people built, that if they add the money that those other two people used to build what they have built, it's not up to what we
But
have
why do you
spent.
think they said so?
And because even from like you don't necessarily have to finish the project before people know that this person is spending a lot of money. From this the size of your
Mm-hmm.
beam, size of your slab, the kind of materials you're using marine boards instead of just using normal wood, the quality of your build, you understand, the architectural
Mm-hmm.
design, what because anything that makes you do a a very contemporary architectural design,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to spend money.
Yes, I know that.
Do you understand? So if you are not doing the normal box that they do on the mainland, you're going to be spending a lot of money. Do you get my point?
Okay, so for mainland now they have a different way of
Exactly,
compared to
compared to
here.
the island.
Oh,
So
really?
on the island now, there are so many, architecturally pleasing designs. You see them a lot in Lekki Phase 1, Ikate and the likes. But you hardly find them on the mainland. On the mainland, they just build the basic, and the reason why they build the basic and they know somebody will buy is because they understand the supply and demand dynamics. The fact that there isn't so much supply on the mainland. No, we don't have so many people that are building a lot of nice houses on the mainland. And due to that, anything that you build as a developer, you know somebody will buy it at the end of the day. Do you
Mhm.
understand? Unlike the island, if you build rubbish on the island, you are the one that will stay in your house. Because there's a lot of competition. A lot of our Igbo brothers are building here, and they are
True.
bringing in there's a lot of imported ideas. There are some properties you go to, you see, this guy, this particular idea is not from Nigeria. Do you understand? So
Mm.
and that is actually brewing competition. And anywhere there's competition, there's innovation, there's a push and drive to do more than or better than what you're doing normally.
Okay, so now for the Paris court, right? You
Mm-hmm.
are the building this thing that you're doing
Yeah.
at Surulere.
Mm.
I'm sure, like you said you're trying to make sure that it is not low. It is very nice for people to see that something great is going on
Mm-hmm.
here. So, in a case where you have a client that is trying to underprice your maybe one of the units and
Mm-hmm.
everything, how do you handle it? Because you know the amount of
Mm.
energy and
Mm.
quality you're trying to
Life
put.
is not hard,
Okay,
honestly.
so you let them cut the cost.
No, life
Uh-huh.
is not hard. I'll just tell you, this is what I can. I can't go below
But
this.
we in this economy, people like to price, they like to
I
cut
know,
costs a
I know
lot.
people like to price. Do you understand? They
Mm-hmm.
like to price, but I will show you what I have done. Do you
Mm-hmm.
understand? And I'll show you what I'm going to deliver to you. Eh? If you still price me low, you don't have conscience. Oh. You don't have conscience.
So you're telling me
Because
it's like a
no,
no-go area for
I'm
you.
going to stand on my ground, because at the end of the day, those that value what you build will definitely still buy.
Mm.
You understand? You don't necessarily need to go below your threshold. You need to stand by your word, and especially that's one of the issues when it comes to compromise.
Mm.
Nigerians like Look at it, for example.
Okay.
Nigerians want you to deliver a piece of land for them. They want to pay 2 million naira, and in that same land, they want CFO, they want gate, they want
Perimeter
perimeter
fencing.
fencing, they want pipe-borne water, they want electricity, they want a lot of
A
things
lot.
with 2 million naira. Like, Nigerians can be very unrealistic with their expectations. So, which is why when if, for example, I now go below my
Mm-hmm.
threshold and I'm not now able to deliver standard to you, you will come back and tell
And
me
still meet me.
and make me
Hello.
feel like so that's the issue. So I let you know that, see, if you want me to deliver standard for you, just give me my price. And me, I cannot even deliver substandard.
Mm.
Do you understand? I cannot attach my name to it. So if you're not ready to pay good price, then don't worry.
Okay, so what you're trying to say now is if that means if you yourself cannot buy the property, you will not even want to sell it.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Okay, great, great. So, all right. So if real estate now becomes like a like people are now taking it so serious, like a profession, like
Okay.
you said, what do you think is going to be in the next 10 years?
Mm. So in the next 10 years, that means, number one, nobody can just wake up one morning and say he wants to start developing. So there will
Mm,
most likely be like strict regulations for developers.
okay.
So for example, that has actually started. There's like we have Redan, for example,
Yes, that yes.
which is
The real
for
estate administration.
developers,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So, and that is growing. That body is already growing. You understand? So a time will come where, for you to get approval to develop, you obviously will need your Redan license, for example. I don't know if
So what
you.
happens if you don't have a red and
That
license?
means you need to go and get it first before you can build. Do you understand?
Okay.
Then another question is for realtors. So there's already a body for realtors that they need to register before they can become, practicing realtors. A time will come where you cannot just wake up one morning and say you want to sell a property. You need to have a realtor license. You understand my point? So I think the future of real estate for Nigeria is the point where regulations are actually being adhered to. Nobody can just no random person can just wake up and say they are developers, and that's one of the reasons why we see like collapse of buildings, because people want to cut corners, they want to compromise. Nobody's really trying to follow the due process, especially because they've not gone through the old training that will really, you know imbued put the ethics needed in them for them to be able to do the right thing. Do you understand? So,
Mm-hmm.
because, for example, in accounting, there's ethics. You need to follow through with that. You understand? So, and there should be that in real estate as well. So, because a doctor, for example, If a doctor makes a mistake with a patient,
Mhm.
is only that patient's life that is in danger. If a real estate practitioner makes a mistake, there's a lot of people's lives that are actually in danger. Do
Danger.
you understand my point? So
Mhm.
it's a very important field or industry that has to be taken with a lot of caution and a lot of discipline. So I don't think any random person should just be allowed to engage in this field. Yeah.
Okay. Also, you are a fitness enthusiast.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
noticed that I entered your page and I saw. Do you think that okay because how buffy and how
Mm,
it's true now? I'm not like look at
okay.
you.
Do I think what? I'm listening.
The way you're buffy and anything, maybe
Mhm.
that you being a fitness person
Mhm.
adds to your value as a realtor. That means maybe when you're speaking to a client now, they see you and be like, ah,
No,
okay.
in 2020 when I did my first 600 million in sales, I wasn't anywhere close to this.
So
So
what is the thing behind you
and
being
yeah, it's just thinking about the fact that it's just about long term. I'm actually a long term person. I'm the type of
okay?
person that um if you see the result of something now, it might
Mhm.
be something I've been working on for years, right? So I understand the fact that health is actually wealth because a lot of people strive to make a lot of money, and by the time they make that money, they aren't in good health to enjoy the money. Do you understand? So why don't you, as you're chasing money, also chase good health? Run for 30 minutes, lift weights, do all those things. Those things are actually very important for your posterity and for you to even be able to enjoy the money that you're looking
They are
for.
struggling to be. Okay, so
Exactly.
you are telling me that your own fitness this is not for oh I'm trying to look good when a client sees me and they are looking me for help to be like
No,
the
no,
guy
no.
said they there.
No, no, that's actually not the purpose. The purpose of health and funny enough, it started for me in 20. Although it started when I was in school, but I didn't really take it seriously. But when I took it seriously was when I was in London in
Okay.
2022, and that was like my coping mechanism. Yeah, because I fell out of real estate for a bit.
Oh
Because in 2021 things changed. The client acquisition system was not really working as that's NPC now. So
yes.
yeah, so I traveled to the UK to work. I worked at Bloomberg for a year, and while I was there, I just knew I was in the wrong
Oh
place.
why?
Because not everybody can survive certain industry or maybe like 9 to 5.
Oh
Some of
okay.
us, some of us are like we want freedom to do anything we want to do.
But what made you think leaving Nigeria to the UK to work was going to be like a better way after the whole NPC failed?
So the thing is, yeah, for me, I finished school with very good grades. I was
Mm-hmm.
top of my faculty. So when I finished school and I started real estate, the idea was to do it temporarily. Do you understand?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, but at some point when the money started getting serious, I was like, okay, maybe I should just remain here. But when the business started, shaking in
Mm-hmm.
2021, I was like, okay, let me dust my certificate. Or, you get my point. So then I went back into what I ordinarily would want to do from the start, which was finance, because I studied finance in Unilag. So when I got there, I now realized that okay, I don't think this is what I want to do. I think I should just go back to the real estate
There must
and
have been
really,
something that made you think this is not what I want to do.
because I was just, there are some times where you dream to achieve something, you achieve it, and you're like, so this is it. I don't think this is what I want.
Oh, okay.
So there are some times where you need to get some things. Then when you get those things, you now realize that nah, this is not it, man. I think I should just go back to the drawing board and focus
So
on the right thing.
this is the first time I would hear a jackpot story that the person jackpot back
No, funny
to
enough, there's been
Nigeria.
a lot of projection about Nigerians coming back to the country
Mm-hmm.
because, especially entrepreneurs,
Mm-hmm.
after realizing that it's not as green on the other side as they think. For me, it's even really it's really even good for me because my own story. I traveled. I applied to work at Bloomberg while I was in Nigeria, and I got into Bloomberg from
Oh,
here.
okay.
So there was like sponsorship for everything. I didn't spend anything as much. But some people sell their properties to
A lot
move
of
over
things to
there.
move.
Imagine I heard the story of a guy that sold his hotel to move to I don't know, maybe UK or US, and now the guy is like is like a
Oh,
janitor or something in one of and I'm like, why? Do you understand? So you get to understand that it's not as green on the other side, and a lot of people are now coming back to rebuild their self, and coming back to rebuild yourself. in a way you're already rebuilding your country. So yeah.
So before you traveled, what was the thing that even actually made you travel? Was it because I'm sure it cannot just be only because NPC was not working for
No,
you.
because sales were not just working fine.
But it
And
was.
majority of my sales was from NPCs at that time.
Oh, did you not
So I
try
didn't. I That's the
learn
thing.
more?
That's the issue. I did not really think of meeting people that were doing well to understand what other platforms they were using to get
Hmm.
clients. You understand? So I just thought to myself that okay, let me just let this go because.
Even after making the big money.
So at the end of the day, I just had to push to do something
So
else.
what were the things you did differently when you got back?
Yeah, when I go back, I did a lot of trainings. I
Okay.
attended a lot of trainings. I can remember in 2023, I came back in January and I did this course by Dan Lamy. Dan
Okay.
Lamy training. Yeah, I think it was like a 3 weeks course. That really helped me. I did a couple of other trainings as well. I met a lot of people. I spoke to a lot of my friends that were doing very well. So and from there I was able to learn. Okay, this is what I need to do. Then from
So
there,
how long did it take you to make another sale after coming back?
in 2023, from March, I started making sales.
Yeah, immediately. You got back
Yeah,
January,
yeah,
March.
yeah. I started
Ah,
making sales, and every
lucky
month,
man.
it's
So
not lucky though. It's not luck.
it's not
It's not
luck.
luck. It's God and hard work. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So from 2023 March, I started making sales, and back to back, I was selling every month. I was selling every single month. Every month, selling three, four, 5 houses every month. In fact, we had days where we had like 3 closings in a day.
Eh?
Yeah. Yeah. So in 2023, we did like over 1 billion in sales. 2024, we did like
Wow.
times three of that. Yeah. Then I,
Wow.
I got tired of selling. Then I decided to start developing.
I know you're a developer. So being a developer, how is the experience going so far?
Yeah, it's different. It's a different ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Sales for me was more like you're chasing, you're really chasing, you're really chasing, you're really chasing. Development for me is you're building and you're attracting. So it's a
Mm.
different ball game. So sales for me was like you're just trying to get that next paycheck, you're just trying to get that next deal to close and all. But development for me was more about me being able to create something new and unique that will attract people to my business. You understand? Attract realtors, attract clients from different parts of the globe, and they are buying from me because I have something different, I have something unique. You understand? So I'm no more chasing. Not like I'm not still trying to chase,
Okay.
sell and all, but like more of me attracting now. So it is more brain work now. You're trying to
Mm-hmm.
think of something really creative to come up with that client that would make clients want to buy from you. You understand? So yeah, so it is a more creative space now for me, as opposed to when I was just trying to
So
chase
what
and
what
sell.
would you say? Okay, now being a realtor, right? You said you want to chase, you want to wait for commissions and all of that.
Exactly.
Then for you being a developer, you're like, oh, what do I need to do in order to?
Hmm.
So now, being a developer now has put you in a place of leadership. How has that been going so far?
Yeah, it's not been you know it's been rocky. Let me
Why
use
did you
that
say
word.
so?
Yeah, because now I need to first off understand that my schedules, the way I operate, my models, everything has changed as opposed to when I was a realtor, right?
Hmm.
Now I need to set examples. Now I need to be on site every single day or almost like 5 or 6 days a
But
week.
when you were a realtor, you also go to site now. You go to site
But
to
not
do.
every day now.
So now being a developer requires you to be on
Ah,
site every
you'll
day.
not be on your side, care. You go, yeah, where?
You reach like that.
You have to be there, you have
Oh,
to you
okay.
have to be there. You have to check on what exactly is going on site every day.
Mm.
Your Most of the work requires your physical presence. You understand? Because there are some times where some very tough decisions have to be made on site.
Hmm.
You understand? On the spot. Some very uh
What do you mean
very
tough decisions?
very simple. Maybe like your engineer is just asking you, should we do it like this or should we do it like this? You
Okay.
understand? And at that point in time, it is left to you to say, okay, what should we do? Or maybe your engineers are considering cost over what has been designed already by the architect. So you are the one that's going to decide, oh, should I do something that is more cost efficient or should I? Do you understand? So at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, you just need to, you need to look into all those things. Then in terms of leadership, I think for now I'm not thinking about leadership, except for my company. except for my staff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for now, I'm not thinking of leadership. I'm thinking more of learning because I'm still very new in this space.
Mm.
You understand? So, and one thing we need to understand is leadership is majorly first about servitude. So it's not just first about you claiming you're a leader. So I'm looking for means and opportunity to serve first.
To serve.
Yeah,
Okay.
to serve, to provide some sort of blueprint for any other person that wants to,
Mm-hmm.
follow the same trail. So I'm still in the building phase, you understand? So I'm still learning from a lot of people as well.
But this one I say you don't want to be in the whole leadership of it. If you were to advise young upcoming realtors now, I'm
Hmm.
sure you would have a whole lot of. You've been here for 5 years.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm very very sure you are going to have a whole lot to tell them.
Hmm.
So
True.
now let's make it practical. I'm a newbie in the real estate industry. I want to become a full time realtor too. Can you please give me some things to know? Do you understand? To prepare me as I'm about to enter this field now.
I think the first thing is you need to know your why.
Okay.
Why are you in real estate? For example, when my why was not as strong enough in 2020 and 2021.
So what was your why then? I will ask you.
It was not strong enough because maybe I just wanted to make money. You
Oh,
understand?
okay.
And when the money was not coming as it
For me
used
too now, I want to make money too.
to, so when the money was not coming as it used to,
Mm-hmm.
I decided to travel out. You understand? But when I came back, my why was stronger. My why this time around is I want to prove that it was right for me to leave the UK and come to Nigeria. So most of the people that see me now, they tell me, "Guy, you made the right decision." But as at then, most of them were
Hmm.
like, "Guy, you didn't know what you're doing. You're doing the wrong thing." So I want it to be that in another 5 years' time, when my story is being published, everybody sees that okay, this guy actually really made the right decision.
Okay.
Like it is clear as day.
All right. Before
Yeah.
we even go into other reasons why the advice is right, I want to ask, what if you had gone better while being in the UK? What if you had made it? You were already
I
doing.
will not be here now.
But do you think do you think those people will still come back and okay now you went there, right? It is
Mhm.
because you didn't do well. You came back to do something great for yourself here. What if you had been better there for you?
It's not like I
Would you
didn't do
still do?
well. For
Okay.
me, I think I'm more of so there are two different motivation, right?
Okay.
There's intrinsic and there's extrinsic. That's you being motivated by something on the outside and you being motivated by something on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of what was motivating me on the outside while I was in the UK, a lot of things were motivating me. Number one, structure. Number two, the fact that there's a lot of infrastructure, facilities. If you say you want to set out to go to a place and Google Map is showing you 10 minutes, you get there in exactly 10 minutes. The
Oh,
road system, the transport system
it's
was
not like that
excellent.
here.
You understand? So there was enough physical motivation or extrinsic motivation why I should remain in that country. But in terms of intrinsic motivation, which is what I'm driven by more, was not there. I
Hmm.
didn't feel fulfilled. Do you understand? I
Hmm.
felt like I could do more with my life. I projected 5 to 10 years while I'm there, and I felt like, no, I don't think this is the way I want my life
Hmm.
to end. So that's why I actually left. You
Okay,
understand?
so let's talk about the other advices. You're giving me why.
Hmm.
Why do I want to join real estate? So let's talk about the other.
So the other thing I think you need to do is you need to understand that you're in your building phase. You understand? It's fine that clients don't trust you. It's fine that clients feel like you don't know anything because actually you don't know anything.
Mm-hmm. As a
So
newbie.
yeah, so it's time for you to go learn. I joined a particular session recently where I was invited to speak, and what was strictly on my mind, in fact I listed like three things to talk about. And the first thing was service. That's getting a mentor and serving your mentor. And that was the only thing I talked about all through because I felt strong in my heart that that was what God wanted me to tell those people that day. And I think as a new realtor right now, you definitely want to find a mentor, you understand, and serve under that mentor for
Oh,
as long as you can. I've seen it work practically. That's
serving under the method. Do I have to like serve physically to meet?
yes now physically no
So
no.
I cannot have mentor online and say this is my
In your
mentor.
call so
Eh?
uh,
Why? Uh-uh.
we're talking about physical mentorship where in fact you can even tell your mentor, say, I'm going to work for you for free. I just need to understand the ropes.
I
Yeah.
should work for free.
Ah, I don't know.
For free.
It has worked. See, I've seen it work for someone that worked with me. He worked with me from 2023 till earlier this year.
Oh,
Right now, the guy is doing great numbers. He's
wow.
doing great numbers. And I'm talking about this year alone, that guy has done more than 2 billion in sales. Yeah. So
I'll work for free.
this person worked for free, but whenever we close deals together, we share money.
So do
But
you
it was
think it's
not on
because
salary, but it was
oh
learning a whole lot from me.
so
Do you
you,
understand?
you are trying to tell me now it's because he worked for you?
No, I'm not saying it was because he worked for free.
Uh-huh.
That's why I was saying that if you want to, maybe you want to incentivize your
Mm-hmm.
mentor, someone that you like, someone that you feel like the grace on this person's life, I want it. You understand? You can even tell them, please, I can work for you for free.
Just let me learn from
Just
you.
let me learn. That's the major thing. How much do I want to pay you? That cannot set you up for life now. Yeah,
Okay. So what you're trying to tell me now is I must know my why as a new realtor and I must have a mentor.
you have to have a mentor.
Give me more.
Then the next thing is you need to create a structure for yourself.
Okay.
So there has to be a structure for, like, you need to know what you are doing every single day of the week. So for example, when I was a realtor, I created a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I had to shoot 2 times a week. Do you understand? I had to shoot, I had to do office shoots just like this, and I had to do side shoots. You understand? Two shoots for a week. I was creating content on Instagram as well. I knew how to post like 5 content on Instagram. I was posting on NPC every midnight. So I was doing a couple of
Okay. That's
things
at that time
as
when
at that time
MPC
when
was
it was
still working.
working. Yeah. So I was doing all those things, and that was my system to make sales continuous. Because some people they just stumble on sales, and when they sell one, this you not hear of them again. But me, I was selling
Mm.
because anybody that you see that is selling like that,
Mm-hmm.
there is a system,
Mm.
and that system is working. That system is working. They might need to re-engineer the system at some point, but the system you just need to create a system for yourself, and that system, the major thing in that system is client acquisition. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because you cannot close the client you don't have. So all those things I was doing, the YouTube I was doing, the Instagram I was doing, the Facebook, everything was just for me to acquire clients and close those deals. Then the next thing after that is after creating the structure for yourself, is you now need to apply what we call the 80-20 principle. That's the Pareto rule. So the rule says that only 20% of what you're
Mm-hmm.
doing brings in 80% of the money. Do you
Mm.
understand? So if you have a sales team now and there
Yeah.
are 10 people there, only 2 people, based on that rule, only two people are bringing 80% of the whole money, while
Okay.
80%, while the
The
remaining
remaining
eight are
eight.
bringing the only 20% of the money for the team. Do you understand my point?
Mm.
So what that means now is that if you have been able to identify, you need to first identify all the things you do as the salesperson in your company, or as the managing director or whatever of your company. Then when you highlight everything you're doing, then you need to identify the 20% things that you need to handle by yourself.
Mm.
Do you understand? For you to bring in money into your business. Then you now need to identify the 80% that you can delegate. So back then, I still have it in my notes. I wrote down every single thing. So number one, creating offers.
Mm. Creating offers.
Offers, yes, compelling offers, creating content, responding to DMs, listing properties on GG, because I was doing GG then, listing properties on MPC, listing properties on IG. You get? So I had a lot of things like that. So I now looked at those things. Which one are the things that someone can do for me that
Mm.
doesn't directly lead to money, lead to making sales? Do you understand? Those are the 80%. So I employed people. So for example, creating content now, whenever I go to site and I do a video, I'll send the video to my content creator.
For
She
them
will
to
come
work
up
on
with
it.
like whatever this is on it, then she'll post it. Do you understand? There was a time we did something where we mentioned 10 properties, 10 estates that are not usually flooded in Lekki. You understand? Because it was raining, often then. We posted that content, we ran out on it, we got a lot of clients and we closed deals. But
Wow.
I was not the one that created that content. She created that content and she posted it. Do you understand? But the things I was handling myself, number one, inspection. I was handling inspection, I was handling follow up with clients by myself, offers by myself. Do you understand?
But why were you handling inspections yourself? Why when you could have delegated to someone to do?
Ah, nobody can close deal like you. You know why? That's part of my 20%. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
But so many other things that were being done that does not directly bring in money are 80% that I
Mm.
delegated to other people, like listing properties on Instagram. Someone can handle that. You don't have to handle that. So you need to create structure in your business. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? As you have created structure for what you need to do, you now need to create a structure in your business. That's the 80-20 principle. You understand? So that's one of the things I did as well.
Mm. Okay, so number one, I should know my why.
Mhm.
And number two, mentor, I should create a structure.
a structure, then you need to use the 80/20 principle. That's number four.
That's number four. So those with
Mhm.
those four things, I'm going to
Yeah,
try,
you're good to
and I'll
go.
be then I can now start thinking of eating the money now.
No time. Then also you should read a lot of books. Read a lot of books. I
But
think one
what
of
do
the
I
books
do?
that,
I don't really like reading.
yeah, me too. I don't like reading, but if I find a book that I know will help me, I'll read that book. I might not read everything. Like for example, I read this book by, I forgot his name. Sell Like Crazy.
Oh, sell like
The
crazy.
80/20 principle I'm talking about was in that book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a voracious reader. I don't read so much. But if I know that this book is going to help me, I'm going to discipline myself to read it. I'm currently reading How to Make It Big by Femi Otedola right now.
The new
That's
book.
the major book I'm reading right now. The moment I'm done with that book, I'm going to read another book by Brian Tracy on psychology of sales. I've read it before. I want to read it again. So like I know that because you need to read books, you understand? Then I think right now technology has really helped a lot. There are
Yeah.
some applications you can use to listen to ebooks. So you can probably find them online and use that,
Mm.
So yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much,
No
Mr. Diola
worries. No worries.
Sanusi. I had a good time.
Thank you.
I'm able to learn a lot. So, okay, so Mr. Adiola,
Thank
we
you.
have this for you.
Thank you
Just a
very
small
much.
token from Rehoboth Hills. We say you should please help.
Thank you. I always
Thank you
like
so
gifts.
much. Who doesn't like it?
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much for
Yeah,
coming. We
no
really appreciate
worries.
your presence. Thank you so much for staying till this time. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as we enjoyed filming it. So we are going to be seeing you on the next. Don't forget to like, to comment, to share, subscribe, turn on the notification box, and see you on the next. Bye.